Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I've got an insane story for you today, and it's one of those things that you'll have to see with your own eyes, because I can't quite believe what I'm actually seeing and what I'm reporting on. That is a police commander, I believe, up in Scotland, essentially calling for illegal migrants, asylum seekers, to join the ranks of the police. Now, they also claim that these individuals aren't illegal migrants. They are now new Scots and have warned people in Scotland dissent will not be tolerated, and you will have to now live with these individuals in your communities. And again, we've also seen a bit from Keir Starmer's interview earlier on today, stating that he's moving illegal migrants into homes across Britain, and that the plan is to close the asylum hotels and use HMOs instead. We're going to be watching both of these videos in today's video, but as always, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So yes, guys, first and foremost, let's get into this, because quite frankly, in fact, we'll leave that for a second. We'll go for this one first. Police Scotland have warned people dissent will not be tolerated. Illegal migrants are now new Scots, and you must welcome them or face the consequences.
There are obviously concerns expressed sometimes about how different parts of Scotland will respond to the new individuals and the new families joining them, coming into their communities. But I believe we can build on the good practice which we see in places like Glasgow, a wealth of experience of receiving asylum seekers and refugees over a considerable period of time. There are numerous success stories, and we mustn't forget those. There's a huge amount of learning we can already take from the work that you're doing and take to all those areas of the country to assist new arrivals wherever they are located. As I've said, our job is to keep all people safe and to protect vulnerable people and communities, particularly from victimisation. I want to make it really clear that just as you won't tolerate any form of hate crime, neither will we. Where people are targeted because of their gender identity, their sexual orientation, disability, or because of their race or religion, we will do something about that.
So there you go, people of Scotland. Dissent will not be tolerated, and you must welcome these new Scots into your communities. But this is the ludicrous bit now. We've got this police chief or police commander or whatnot out up in Scotland, essentially calling on these illegal migrants and asylum seekers to join the ranks of the police force.
And here's another pitch. Our refugees, our asylum seekers, our new Scots are very much part of our communities, and I want to see them become part of Police Scotland too. I want to see them take up jobs as police officers and police staff. I also, and this isn't in my script, I have to say, I also want to think that at some point one day, not perhaps just yet, but one day, the person standing here speaking about the work that Police Scotland is doing as a Deputy Chief Constable will have come to this country as a new Scot, as a refugee or an asylum seeker. And here's another pitch.
What on earth is this propaganda with calling individuals a new Scot? Have the people of Scotland been consulted on this? I didn't think so. But yeah, apparently this is now a plea for Police Scotland to bring illegal migrants into the police force. You couldn't make it up, could you? Individuals coming across illegally into the United Kingdom are then rewarded, or at least enticed, to go and join the police ranks to enforce the law on British people. Fucking hell, you couldn't make this up, could you? You really couldn't. More to the point as well, Keir Starmer earlier on today stated that he's moving illegal migrants into homes across Britain, and that the plan is to close the asylum hotels and use HMOs instead.
But you mentioned their immigration, and for your leadership to, get yourself together, get yourself out of the doldrums in the polls, which have been very serious over the last 18 months. You need people to have faith in you, don't you?
Yes, of course.
And you promised people that you would smash the gangs. Now, the numbers of small boat crossings actually has started going up again. The number of people being housed in asylum hotels, which you've condemned as a terrible idea for everybody concerned, for those asylum seekers and the communities involved, the numbers have been going up again. You're not remotely succeeding in your mission to smash the gangs, are you? I mean, even you say asylum hotels where your promise is to close them by the end of the Parliament. That's 2029. It's another 3 years.
Well, on asylum hotels, at their height there were 400 hotels, and now there are about 197.
But
now,
some
of that was before we came into power. I acknowledge that, but I think it is important with the hotels to just remind ourselves what the sole cause of the hotels was. The last government didn't process asylum claims. This was an absurd policy. So you had tens of thousands of people that had made their way to Britain, to our country, and they were not being processed. Now, the net result of that is, if they were genuine refugees, they couldn't be advanced. If they had no right to be here, they couldn't be returned. So you had this growing pool of people who had to be accommodated.
And
it is the most absurd policy that could ever have been conceived. Now, the only way in the long run to reduce this is to whack through process those claims and make sure that we make the determination if people shouldn't be here, they're removed. I'm really pleased we've removed 50,000 since we've been in office. These numbers are record numbers for the best part of a decade, and I'm really pleased about that, but there's no alternative. I have said I want to end asylum hotels by the end of this Parliament. Well, that's what our manifesto commitment was. No, I know, and therefore I've said to the system, to the relevant departments, I want to see that brought forward. I want to shorten that. As soon as possible, but no longer the end of Parliament. Bring it forward. I want us to close hotels. I think over coming months you'll see evidence of that, because the frustration of taxpayers that because of a mess left by the last government, we've got tens of thousands of people who are in limbo. The taxpayers paying for their accommodation because the last government wouldn't process their claims. But that's not good enough.
But that's interesting.
And we need to, I think, advance on the closure of asylum hotels.
This year?
Where it was, well, I don't want to set a date, Laura, until we're absolutely sure that we can meet that date. What I do want to say is I'm determined we'll close them. And I have pushed the departments to say, I want to see that timeline brought forward. I want to see this happening more quickly. And as we turn a corner into 2026, you'll see evidence of that.
So yeah, that's the master plan for Keir. Of course, we already know that because that's what they're trying to do with the military bases, but they're also the HMOs. And I've already worked out the reason as to why they want to stop them hotels. You know, they never said anything about stopping illegal immigration. They just said stopping the hotels, and that's it. They want to put them in HMOs so there's no congregation point, there's no public outrage point on where people can be outraged. You know, we've seen over the summer people protesting outside hotels, and of course, you know, not happy that they're there. But when you take all of those individuals and sprinkle them about in houses, you're not going to know. So then there's no outrage. And that's the way that they want to do stuff. Again, they do absolutely everything but dealing with illegal immigration. And you're hearing Police Scotland up the road say, oh, these are new Scots and these individuals are going to be joining the police force. Fucking give me a break. Guys, do let me know your thoughts on that down there in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.